Hi, I'm Christian Gardner alongside Ashley Stepper and Meagan Gonzalez, some PAs that are leading this pirate adventure group, this special pirate adventure group, as it's all online. So, how's this been going for you guys? Ash, Meagan?
I'll go first. This year, I think everything about the year 2020, unprecedented conditions, but I think everyone has gotten extremely creative, and even the peer advisors in Seton Hall at large. So, all of Pirate Adventure, all of our training for Pirate Adventure has been virtual, and especially for both of us as like third year peer advisors, this is our last year since we're rising seniors, has been different from anything we've seen before, but it's been a good time still, nonetheless, I guess.
That's great.
Yeah, I was going to kind of say the same thing. It's been very interesting. We've had to become very creative on how to interact with them since we were not in person. So it's been difficult, but I've still had a great time with my students getting to know them. So it was a great 2 weeks.
So, what's been the biggest difference for you guys since you've been PAs for 3 years now? What's been the biggest difference from moving to online for this virtual pirate adventure? Meagan?
I think just not being in person, like it's so different, all the different events we get to do during Pirate Adventure. And we've had to condense that so much since we only have a few hours on the computer with them. So, like, they used to have presentations by like campus ministry and like housing and residence life. And now they don't have any of that. It's basically just they register, they have a PA panel where they can talk to a few PAs and like get their perspectives. And then they have PA Connections, which is where they meet their PAs only for an hour. And that's the other thing. We only get an hour with them compared to 2 days. So it's definitely been a drastic change. We don't have as much time with them.
Ash?
Yeah, so same as Meagan, I share a similar sentiment there. I think I really thrive off of like interpersonal connections, and only given an hour to do so virtually, like we can't necessarily force our students to turn on their cameras. We can't force them to necessarily talk. Whereas like in-person pirate adventure, like you can like pick up on their body language if they're excited. You can do those in-person icebreakers like this or that, where you physically walk over like, if you like waffles, go to this side. If you like pancakes, go to that side. You sit with your students for lunch and dinner, and you get to sit down and say, oh yeah, isn't this chicken good? And like just make those little conversations off of literally anything. Whereas like virtually, there's that wall that you have to break through.
So, how would you say for these freshmen that they're missing out on this in-person pirate adventure? How do you get them to engage with each other and kind of build that friendship and Seton Hall camaraderie that we all know and love?
I think for me, at least, it's like Ash said, through the games we've had to create, like we had to be creative. So I've created Kahoots and also mentees. That way and I ask them each like what their perspective is. Like before, I feel like when we're in person, I kind of just play off like whoever is responding to me in that moment. But online, like they're a lot less likely to want to talk to me. So for me personally, I'm like, oh, so and so, what do you think? And I have smaller groups, so I make sure I basically ask every single one and be like, what is your perspective? And I think it really helps them open up, and it helps us learn more about each other. That way it's not me talking the whole time. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. So I'm definitely thankful for the smaller groups, and that way they've kind of been spaced out throughout Pirate Adventures, because in person you could have like all 25 of your students at once, while with these Pirate Adventures they're a lot more spread out. So I've had like 5 or 6 each time, so it's a lot easier. But it's still a difference, definitely a change.
Yeah, I think this time now more than ever in this like new virtual world, we're definitely trying so hard to get our students engaged. I know SAB's been having events so that students can hop on and get to know each other. And even now, never before, we've had university life class for the summer. So we'll be doing that, which I think is really nice because, as Meagan said earlier, it used to be that your whole university life class, your Pirate Adventure group was like your group. Whereas now it's kind of evenly spread over the 4 Pirate Adventures. So it's like maybe 5 students at a time instead of all 20, which is nice that you can make those connections with those 4 other students. But then now we'll all get together in July to kind of meet and hopefully like kind of create more like bonds and like relationships together before the fall.
I
So,
think
how do you? Oh, go ahead, Megan.
I was just saying, I think the other thing that's kind of intimidating for them is they are not actually on campus and get to like, because normally during Pirate Adventure it's a 2-day thing, so they get to stay the night, they get to see a lot more campus because we go in different buildings with the different activities and stuff like that. And with this, they're not on campus. I've had a few that have never even been to campus before, and they plan on going there. So I think it's a lot more intimidating for them, the unknown, since we're not sure with all the plans that they have yet. So it's a lot of unknown.
So, how do you prepare an incoming student for coming into Seton Hall? Because for me, Pirate Adventure helped ease a lot of nerves about coming to college as a whole. So how do you been able to engage incoming students to get them ready to be here on campus for such an unprecedented year?
Yeah. I think two of the things that I've done or been a part of, I guess, for Pride Adventure, the way that we've broken it up, the schedule for the students this time around, is that there's a peer advisor panel right before they meet their actual PA and their first peer advisor. And through that, there's just like a chat feature. It's on Teams like this. And they could either put it in anonymously or like, I guess, not anonymously. And I had the opportunity to be the chat moderator for all four of those. So I was able to see kind of like a lot of the questions that they have, and then peer advisors would address them. But then also in my own like individual time with my students, because they might not necessarily want to ask these like strangers on a panel, they might feel more comfortable asking someone that they like now have a relationship with. I put my phone number like in our chat, and then I used a Google form where they could anonymously ask questions. And I think that allowed them to open up a lot too. And I was like, oh, a few of you had asked about my experience living on campus and that sort of thing, just giving them the floor to like ask those questions and like feel that they do have someone to ask those things to.
Yeah, mine's kind of the same because it's kind of funny because obviously Ash and I are both peer advisors, but it can be different. So like I have athletes this year, and all the athletes register 2 weeks before all the other freshmen because they have to get their schedules based off their practices. So for me, while other freshmen are registering, my students are getting different guest speakers from the athletic department. So I think it's nice for them because they get to see more resources that they will definitely use throughout their seasons. And then also I have a group me with my students because I have a few internationals. Like I can't have a normal group chat with them because then that would cost money. But we have a group me, so we've been communicating through that. And also, obviously, social media is a big thing. So us personally, we've all like shared our Instagram handles and we've all followed each other. And I've already had a few that'll like DM me questions or different stuff like that. So I think like also including our social media is like a great way for them to get a glimpse into like my life at Seton Hall and like how it's been for the past 3 years, and for me to see like what type of people like they are and what they're involved in, different stuff they like. So I think social media is also a big thing.
That's great. So what would you want to know if you were an incoming student at Seton Hall? What's like the biggest thing that you need to know before coming into the shoe?
I could go first. I think going into college, I was very like anxious about and excited at the same time about everything that was about to happen. It's like life changing. It's nothing like you've ever experienced before in your education or life. Just knowing that everything's going to be okay and it's literally going to be so great. And at Seton Hall, I feel like we really try to make every experience the best it possibly can be, even in these conditions now, and like not worry. It's hard not to, but just get excited, I guess, and make the most of all of it.
Yeah, I think my big thing, and was really something I tried to focus on my freshman year, is getting involved. Of course, you're not going to have as great of a time in college if you just sit in your dorm room and do your assignments and don't get involved in anything. Because once you get involved, you not only meet new people, but you create so many more memories while you're at school. And that's the whole point. It's trying to be the best 4 years of our lives. And you can make it better by just joining other things and getting involved.
Yeah, that's so great. Well, I hope you're getting everyone influenced to Pirate TV because everyone loves Pirate TV,
Of course, everybody loves Pirate TV.
I tell all my students that I'm Pirate TV.
Your school, your station.
Your school, your station.
That's why I asked.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about this? What's been going on for Pirate Adventure?
I think
advisors are so excited to have the class of 2024, and we can't wait for the fall.
Yeah, we can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys, for talking with me and getting us some extra information about what Pirate Adventure's been happening. So thank you so much. Once again, Ashley Stepper and Meagan Gonzalez.
Thank you.